Hi everybody, this is Teresa. Dr. Smith gave us a great instructional video on how to set up the blog, but I noticed from looking at the discussion board that some of you were still confused, maybe because you're not familiar with working with Google Docs, and it can be really intimidating if it's your first time. So I do this a lot for my high school, and so I thought I would just do a quick video to walk you through the process. So hopefully you find this helpful, and Dr. Smith, if this isn't okay, feel free just to delete the thread that I posted it on. All right, so here we go. Following her directions, you've all created a Blogger account. I've already created mine, so mine's going to be called Demo Blog. And the first thing that we want to do is set up that Google Doc that is going to serve as sort of a project menu with all the links to the different assignments that Dr. Smith wants us to have. So if you look in the upper right hand corner of your screen, you'll see this square icon and the mouse tip will say apps. It looks kind of like something out of Transformers maybe. We click on that and we want to go to your drive. So we'll click Drive because that's where we're going to create your document. Okay, now yours, if you're new to Drive, it won't have all these folders and everything. It'll look very blank and pristine and extremely organized. But we're going to go to the left toolbar and we're going to click Create. And we want to create a document. Okay. And in this document, we're just going to simply copy and paste the information from Learn so that we get our nice little table of contents. So I'm going to paste. Now you notice sometimes with Google Docs, especially when you're copying and pasting from another web, you're going to have to clean up the formatting. So I'm going to pause and clean this up a little bit. Ta-da! Magically fixed. And you can play around with the formatting to make it look however you want. When you're done, you want to rename your document. Don't have to worry about saving anything because it will save it as you go. I'm going to entitle this Demo Class Projects because I've already created this file for my blog. Click OK. And we are almost ready to roll. We have two other important things that we want to do before we leave Drive. And the first thing is we want to make sure that other people can see our page. So we want to click Share. I don't want it to be private only to me. That will not be useful. So depending on your settings for Google, you might see something a little bit different. I'm going to click Change because I have private settings configured automatically. And here's what you'll see. Sharing settings, visibility options. I'm going to select public on the web, but this one will work or this one will work. But I'm just going to go with public on the web. Save. And I'm done so far. Now, some of you might be confused because you might want to copy this link to share it. That's not the link that you want to use to embed it into a web page. So we're going to click Done. And then we're going to go over to File, which is on the left side of your screen, and scroll down through your options. You'll find one that says Publish to the Web. And you always want to make sure that this box is clicked automatically republish when changes are made. This means anytime you make a change, you don't have to worry about recoding or republishing. Okay, click the Start Publishing button. Are you sure? Yes, indeed, we are. Okay. And voila, now it says get a link to the published document. You don't want the document link. That's the same one that you saw when you clicked Share before. You want the embed code. So I'm going to copy and paste this bad boy that is framed with the HTML tag iframe. And we're going to copy. And now I can go back and put this into my blog. Now, okay, I am now back in my demo blog. And you can see where you're at all the time by looking at your little toolbar over here. So you can see it, Pages is highlighted. That's where I want to be. So I want to create a new page for my class projects document. So class projects. And then you might be initially in the Compose view. You want to change over to the HTML view like so. And then we're going to copy and paste this code. Ta-da! Okay. Now, you're definitely going to want to play around with the size. Depending on your blog theme, It might look good, it might not look good. The numbers that Dr. Smith gave us in the presentation were 500 pixels by 600 pixels, so we're going to start by coding that. In this code, you want to go till you see the word true, and there will be quotation mark. After the quotation mark, you want to type in style equals, then you want to open back up your quotes, otherwise the code won't work. And then you want to type in height equals and 500 pixels. Then we want to separate this style with a semicolon. And you can add a space. It doesn't really make a difference when you're doing coding. And 600 pixels. Sorry, I had a typo and I fixed it. So this is what your code should look like after true now. You should have a quotation mark, then style, then equals, then you need a quotation mark, then you need height equals 500 pixels, followed by semicolon, and then you need to put your width. So width So this is what your final finished code should look like. You should have true, quote, style equals, open quote, height, colon, 500 pixels, semicolon, width, colon, 600 pixels, semicolon, close quotes. Sorry for the stopping and starting. I just got a new ergonomic keyboard and I'm still learning where all the buttons are, so I have to go back and check my code all the time. So, very important, make sure that you haven't messed with any of these sort of opening or closing arrows. It won't function if you mess with that. Okay. So if you want, you can click preview, but I'm just going to go ahead and click publish. Okay. And now underneath my pages page, which is where it will automatically click me back, I have pages. So I want to take a look at it and see what my page looks like. So I click view. Okay. And voila. There are my classroom projects. Now you can see this doesn't look the best because my blog design, it has some a background over here and this doesn't match up. So I can tweak and play with my code by just going back to this, click edit, and it looks like I need to downsize on my width. So I can play around with it until I get the width that is desirable or that I think looks the best. One important thing to remember is that anytime you make changes on your pages, you want to make sure that you click the update button. Otherwise, you won't see any of your changes. Okay. Right, and now I can view it. And you can see I fixed my formatting problem. All right, now, anytime I make changes in my Google Docs document, they'll automatically be reflected on this page. Just an organizational thing, something you might be interested in is you can actually make it not constantly on your page, which is something I've chosen to do, but instead to create a menu. And you can do that by going to Layout. Okay, and you'll see this page come up here. This is how you can set up the architecture of your page. And what you want to do is, obviously it will consistently have your blog posts, but you want to add a gadget. And we would like to add a gadget page because we wouldn't like them to stand alone as a link on the homepage of the blog. So I click pages. My internet is extremely slow today. Okay, configure page list. I want it to show class projects. Okay. And now see, this is your other page. Okay. So you can make sure that is selected. You can also change the order, like if you wanted class projects to be above home, you could move them around, but I'm just going to leave class projects there because it makes sense. And then I'm going to click save. Okay. And and then I want to see how that looks on my blog. And you can see now what this will do is consistently I will have there's always a button to home, and now I have a link to my class projects. This way my posts will show up here when I create a post, and my class projects can conveniently be accessed from the link on the right. That way people don't have to scroll the whole way down my page. And that's it, folks. I hope this was helpful for you. And again, sorry for having to pause a few times. And it's going to be a great summer. Yay! See you in class. Bye, guys.